So for my final internship project, I decided to create a website for my instructor to use in order to be able to track the volunteers and their work for their orientation. Originally, my instructor was having a lot of difficulty getting people to complete the orientation packet. Her original work was basically just sending out Google Forms and different readings for students to read so that way that they could go on the Google Forms and take the quiz that she had assigned them. And she was having a lot of difficulty because it meant sending multiple emails out to students, and then obviously students are more than likely not going to be able to do those quizzes just because of the annoyance of having so many emails sent to them. So I found a way for my instructor to have a classroom setup kind of like Canvas, except it's for Google. And the name of my internship site was Preferred Hospice. So basically, this is looking at it as though I am an instructor. So once I go to classroom, depending on if the student is staying for a semester or if they're there for a year, there are two different levels for a student complete, and it's just based on whether they're staying for a semester or if they're staying for a year. So basically, under each level, there are different modules for students to complete, and then when I click on it, there is the volunteers can and cannot policy, which will open up the quiz that students are needing to take. If it loads here. So these are all the questions that a volunteer will have to fill out. And my instructor can go back and edit how many points she wants each of the quizzes to be worth. And then at the end of each quiz, the student has to print their name saying that they understand and they have read everything that is within each module. And within this module as well, there is a PDF that goes along with it, and so that way students are able to read the rules of what preferred hospice, what a preferred hospice volunteer can and cannot do. And this is with each module that there is a quiz, and then there's a PowerPoint or some sort of reading or article for the student to read that goes along with the quiz. And then my instructor is able to send out announcements just as if it was a Canvas website, so that way if she notices that there are some students that have not completed their quizzes or modules yet, she can just go ahead and send out an announcement, and that will send out to their email. And then I've also uploaded an orientation packet for students to read, and as well as visit notes. So if a student is on campus but they need a visit note saying that they visited a patient maybe the day before, if they're going right after class, they have it right here where they can print off anywhere that they are at, and then sign it once they're done, and then just send it back to the to my instructor. And basically, the students will have to have a Gmail account, but this is the teachers, just me, and then my instructor, and then she can invite students depending on their Gmail account. She can invite them, and they will get a notification saying that they have been invited to the Google Classroom, and then within there they can go ahead and start working on their modules, just depending on if they're staying for a semester or not. So this was a great way for my instructor to have a little bit more easier time being able to keep track of things, and then it just is easier for her to be able to use it as well.